It all started in a room much like this as a young kid, having some type of sports material with me, whether it was reading material, a football, a basketball. I was a dreamer, oftentimes just staring at the ceiling with dreams and aspirations of being like some of my all-time favorite athletes: Allen Iverson, Ken Griffey Jr., Deion Sanders, people that I grew up admiring. I wanted to be just like them. And of course, in front of me, I had great role models from a parental standpoint. My mother and father always allowed me to do what I wanted to do, try different things. And I really realized that I've been fortunate to do some pretty cool things in my life. Earned a college scholarship to play a sport that I love, of football. Earned a bachelor's and master's degree in exercise science, a field that I truly love and have a passion for. Currently work as a college instructor teaching exercise science at Grand Canyon University and Bryan University. And I've just been blessed beyond belief. But there was work that took place. And if I'm going to help high school athletes reach their full potential, I think it's very, very important that I share what I had to go through and give them the truth, the real story, not just the accolades and things that I just listed off, but what I did before those things took place. Many people don't know, but literally since birth, the cards were kind of stacked against me. I was premature. I was only 2 pounds. My dad could hold me. I mean, I wasn't even as big as this football. Doctors told my parents, this kid may not ever really be able to walk correctly. He, may not ever be able to play certain sports. There was a lot of things. And as a child, I was very resilient and wanted to figure out a way instead of being like, oh, I can't do something. I've always been that person that just figured it out. And I really credit my parents and just working with me from a rehab standpoint as a kid. When I started walking, I couldn't even put my heel in the ground. I would walk on my toes. And I had all these things. My fine motor skills. I have a tendency to grip things really difficult, or really tightly, I should say. And so sometimes it's difficult for me to do certain little tasks that take fine motor skills. I only sweat on one side of my body. I have flat feet. I have one eye that's essentially kind of permanently dilated, so my vision's a little bit skewed, especially when it comes to light hitting it at certain angles. And so I have all these things from a child that when I look back on them, it's like, man, I'm not supposed to be where I am. But I made it, and I can thank no one else but the man above for allowing me to persevere. But it hasn't been easy. From a football standpoint, lived in California until I was 14, almost 15 years old before moving to Arizona. My only experience with football was 1 year of playing flag football. Dad signed us up in California. Had a blast. But I was more of a baseball guy, a basketball guy before moving to Arizona. So when I got to Arizona, football wasn't really anything that I was truly considering playing. But my brother wanted to sign up, and my younger brother, and I was like, well, I guess I'll sign up too. And I played a year of Pop Warner football. First position I ever played was offensive line. Yes, was an offensive lineman. And it was a great time. Met some of my best friends to this day. But I played offensive line. Not a very glorious position. And as a kid, everybody wants to play running back and quarterback and wide receiver. So it was very, humbling. I was new to the sport, but it was like, okay, I'm playing O-line. So it's time to go to high school. I've got 1 year of tackle football experience under my belt. Most of my peers have been playing for many, many years. So they had a lot more experience and understand the game and played a variety of positions. So I get to the high school level and I quickly realized that I'm not the size for an offensive lineman. I was way undersized to play offensive line once you get to that high school level. So I was pretty fast, but again, not a lot of experience. All I played to this point was offensive line, and they moved me to running back and linebacker. So here I am going from an offensive lineman in Pop Warner, freshman year on the freshman football team, starting at running back and playing linebacker. Talk about a transition. Played pretty well as a freshman. As a sophomore, moved up to the junior varsity team. So I went to Hamilton High School in